Okay, we're back after a long time of not recording anything. We're back at the Beer Drinker's Garage. And this is what we got. I don't know. I think I left off. We were building that thing. And of course, it's still not done. Still not done. But hey, we're working on it. Well, not really, but still, that's beside the point. So we got pretty much everything set up where we're going to have it, where we're going to use it, and where we're going to need it. My recent addition is this right here. The PEX air system. You can see it's all set up, ready to go. Still need to do some work on the clamps. So it's kind of a work in progress, I guess. So I got three. I've got that one there, and then one right here by my workbench. That guy right there. So it's pretty cool. There's a drain on every one. Goes up there, comes around here, goes down there, right there. There's my reglisnator, right there. And then a copper pipe, and then there's going to be a hose reel. This is going away, my decoration, but there's gonna be a hose reel right here. I want it just above my height. That way I can plug here, and then that'll be my whip to my hose reel. But basically that's it in a nutshell. Oh, and I don't know if we showed the lift in yet, but there's the lift. It's in, it's been sticker tagged. And you can see I've got all kinds of goodies on the wall. I like to have garage tchotchkes, kind of. Yeah, love to have my garage tchotchkes. And then you can see my license plates. I stole every one of those off cars. So if you guys recognize any of these that came off your cars, just let me know. Maybe I'll send it to you. Now moving outside, this is still part of the air system. What I just recently did was I went ahead and built this little outhouse looking doodad. It's got that vent. What's that vent for? It's not done painted yet. I gotta still do some paint work on it. Still working on the paint. But inside this little doodad house is the Haus de Compressor. So I got my air compressor. You can see I got check this out. That's a water drain. And then you see it comes out of the compressor into my air chiller. So basically the line runs from there up to there and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down. And then these are drain valves. My word. So air you can drain out no water there. See if there's any water. Looks like no moisture. That's a good thing. So that's it. I got it all insulated to keep it quiet. I would run it right now, but it's got air in it, so there you go. So that's basically in a nutshell, that's what I've been up to. My next project is I'm going to take this little shop here, this little guy right here, which we've seen, I built the bar in here, and this is going to become a wood shop. Right where I have all these materials here, there's going to be a bench, a workbench. I'm going to build a workbench, and I think this is going to tie into another project I have, because you know my life is projects. Project life, that's what I live. So I'm going to take I've got some decking material. I'm going to take my decking material and build a workbench out of it. I know it sounds insane, but that's it. So this is the workbench here. There's the Mustang. We haven't seen that thing in a while. But back into the shop. So basically, one of my shop philosophies, FOP philosophies, I like the sound of that. So one of my philosophies is your shop is a living organism. It's basically, it's got to be growing at all times. Not necessarily growing in size or volume or coolness or whatever. It needs to be growing in organization. So what I like to do is after a project, usually I'll put my tools away, find a spot for them, and kind of feel it out. Maybe there'll be a better spot. I just got this couch in here. And that's what brought this on. This couch and this chair obviously are not going to live exactly where they're at right now. The couch might not even stay here. That might end up going away because it is a little big, but I like to sit and, have a drink or whatever afterwards and after I, work on a project. But that's the new addition to the shop. But anyways, so, that being said, so you're constantly moving stuff around. Like, we just did a project on a BMW, a 1970, 2002 BMW, and these are the leftover parts. Basically, we did some bearings for the rear end and some bushings for the front end. And the bearings, they're good enough for like a lightweight something or another. So I kept them because, you never know when you're going to need something like that. And that you never know you're going to need something like that ties right into this dealio right here. This is some stuff I bought from a hardware store that was going out of business back in the 90s, the early 90s. And this has followed me everywhere. But anyways, you can see I take and something comes apart, I keep the pieces if they're keepable. And then I stick them in these bins. I got just AN fitting. So when you're working on something, you can, go to your thing instead of having to go buy it at the hardware store or auto parts store or whatever. Whenever I take something apart, I always keep the nuts and bolts. It's the nuts and bolts of the operation right here. Nuts and bolts. The nuts and bolts of the operation. Yeah. So anyways, that's in a nutshell, that's the shop. That's what we're doing. And keep keeping on. Here's the shop with all its inhabitants. Well, its current inhabitants. Just did a clutch in this guy. I put one of them Ram clutches. I should have done a video of it, but I'm not the best at, doing videos on the fly like that. I was kind of wanted to get her done. So I got one of them Ram clutches. It's a dual disc. Crazy, crazy light pedal. When I first put it in and adjusted it, I thought, wow, there's something wrong here because it felt like a Honda car with a hydraulic clutch. So I did a clutch in that guy. I did a clutch in this guy just recently, right before the DPV Underpower Tour, which that's on Josh's website over there at the Days of Pain and Victory. You can Google that. I wish I could put a link up right there, but yeah, that's beyond my skill level. But I did a clutch in this guy, clutch in that guy. This guy here, just recently I broke the darn second gear shift rod on it and had to do a shift rod, had to pull a shift rod out and weld it. It's not the prettiest weld job in the world, but it gets it done. You can see this guy here, he's got race tires, but I still drive her on the street. That one's got race tires, and this one's my street car. So there you have it. The shop with all of its toys. And I think I'm going to sit down right here, have me a little sip of this stuff right here, and maybe a little cigar, and call it a day. Should have done the video on the Beamer. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I need to start stepping my YouTube game up and doing some videos. I mean, come on. Next project, we're going to do videos. Oh, next project. I'm going to put this fuel pump right here is going into the AMX. I've been having some vapor lock problems with it. You know, this summer I hardly drove it at all because I would watch that fuel pressure drop down to 2 psi and just start panicking because it's left me sitting on the side of the road last summer a few times, and it wasn't even hot last summer. So that guy right there is getting that fuel pump over there. So there we are. All right. Thank you for watching.